Self-control is everything, man. And y'all excuse my beanie and how it looks. I'm doing like some of my freeform, so excuse that. But today's video is going to be about self-control and just like really the importance of it. I think I made a video of this during this series a little bit, but like I'm really finna go into depth in it in this video and really explain to you the power of self-control and how self-control has changed my life, honestly speaking, because self-control is one of the most vital things when it comes to being success or just having any ounce of success. But before we even get into that, I'm sorry if I seem a little down. I'm a little sick right now, but I'm still making this video, still posting this video because y'all deserve it, and I made a promise to y'all. So no matter if I'm sick, healthy, as I don't know what, I'm still come out and drop this video because y'all need to see it, and I hope y'all enjoy this video. But with all that being said, let's get straight into the video. All right, self-control, right? Now, self-control is basically like when you have control over yourself and certain things you may saw as pleasures, or say, I'm going to give y'all some examples, some pleasures, Say you got spending money, say that spending money on clothes, spending money on food, say if that's laying in bed, what else could be a pleasure that a lot of people do? Say you like to drink, say you like to smoke, things like that. And I feel like everything is good with limitations. So always remember that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like things can be positive with limitations. So say you may hear some artists say they rap better when they off weed or something like that. And that's cool. I feel like everything works better in limitations, but you cannot let that over control your life and you have to have self-control. And I'm gonna just speak from a finance spot of mind, but this goes beyond finance and just like your mental clarity and things like that. So when it comes to self-control from a finance, I mean, to be honest with you, say one of the things is you like buying a lot of clothes, but say you're making like $5,000 a month and you're spending like $4,000 on clothes. That's not gonna work long term, and you gotta have self-control to be like, okay, let me cut this back. Maybe instead of 4,000, let me spend maybe 1,000 or 2,000 a month on clothes. Now, I feel like if you're spending that much on clothes, just my personal advice, you should be doing something where the clothes is bringing you money, such as, say you're a model, say you do reels or things like that on IG or things like that, just getting paid off something like that. But sometimes people don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just with everything, when it comes to the financial side of things of self-control, just like some of the positives, you're going to start realizing you're going to start pocketing more of your money. You're going to start actually pocketing your money and using it for meaningful things to eventually get more money, because you could be pocketing an extra $2,000-3,000 that you're spending on clothes and continue to pocket that. And now you can make certain investments that you wouldn't have made in the past. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you can take that money, start a whole new business or anything like that. So that's the financial side of thing of why it's important to have self-control. Now, I think this is the most important part when it comes to self-control, and that is the mental aspect of things and the things it has on your mental. So for this example, we're going to talk about weed and alcohol, from the mental aspect of things, And one thing from my mental research on what I've seen, people that really do that, because I don't smoke or drink, but from what I've seen from my mental aspect, the people that do that, 9 times out of 10, they're probably going through a problem or something like that. And, eventually what ends up happening is that when they continue to do that, it doesn't solve the problem, but it suppresses the problem, And like I said, this is why I'm talking about self-control, because although I agree, you don't want to get to the point where it's like you're going insane. So it's always good to suppress the problem, but you really have to get to the root cause of the problem, and that's how you're eventually going to see like just clarity on the issue or whatever the problem may be, or just like touching within yourself, you know what I'm saying? And when you become dependent on something, say if that one thing gets taken away from you, you become crazy over it, crazy over it. That's why I like to tell people, and I'm gonna be honest, I know I talked about weed and alcohol, but it's a lot of stuff in everyday life that a lot of people do. So we're going to talk about that, like even money. You have to have self-control with money. And let me explain what that, and what I mean by that is like, you can't have your money be your sole purpose of everything you do. Because say the money runs out, or say you can't make money that day, you're going to become crazy. You're going to become like crazy. Now, some people may argue that's good. Some people may argue that's bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of in the middle ground with it. I feel like you shouldn't be like, if you don't have money, you feel like you're going off yourself or anything like that. But I feel like, that's one priority you do need to have in life. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of vices a lot of people have in life daily that they need self-control from. And self-control is very important. And I just want to say that in general, self-control is very important. Like, one thing I started realizing when I started having self-control, that's how I'm able to present y'all this challenge, this 75-day challenge. Because by this time, I'll probably be laying in bed, about to go to sleep or whatever. But I'm like, no, I got to post for the YouTube family. I got to post for the RODSKII crew. And that's what I ended up doing. And I love y'all to the point where it's like, I'm going to risk that. I'm going to risk that in order to post for y'all. So it's things everyday people do, everyday vices people have that they need self-control from. Don't think because you don't smoke, you don't drink, that you easily just like, you excuse from this. Like, no, it's stuff you do every day that you need to stop. You know, and this coming from somebody that don't do either of them. So I'm not coming from a biased standpoint. I'm coming from a just overall standpoint, just looking. There's vices I do, you know, I might not do them daily, but there's vices I may do that I need to cut out or I need to have self-control from. So it's just like things like that, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to self-control and how it's important and just what you need to do for your life, honestly. It's something I feel like all of us need to do, and all of us need to reevaluate our self-control. You know what I'm saying? But with all that being said, I ain't gonna talk your heads off too much. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. But with all that being said, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I love y'all. Y'all make sure to go pray, go do something good for your family. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.